Hey everybody. You might have already read on the title what we're going to do today. Last time I got some help with a little bit of code to make it more shorter. So thank you for that. But you saw already what I'm going to try and do. Because I hope now, fingers crossed, that I'm actually done with the sky. It's been such a... It took me a while to get it, and I think we're getting it now. This is what I was talking about. And I think we should tackle that today. I'm kind of postponing the ground a bit until I got more time to actually do the pixel art for it, because that's kind of what we're gonna have to do. In that I last time Yaravana, what she suggested was similar to a palette swap. And for those of you who don't know what a palette swap is, it used to be used a lot in old games in which they would simply keep the shape but only change like a few colors. For instance, Mario's bushes and clouds are actually the same thing, except they swapped green for white in the clouds. And they have also done the same thing with Tekken, I think, one of those fighting games where one was Ken and the other one was Ryu, I think, that the one is blue and the other one is red, and all they did is do a palette swap, or what they call a palette swap. So what this would mean for this, if I want to palette swap the ground, is that I can simply keep the array that I'm using now to say which pixel does what, and I only have to like swap out the green for brown when it's autumn, or white for when it's winter, or something like that, and that would be it. But I really want to just take my time with sketching out what color goes where before I do that, because I'm not palette swapping like once, I'm palette swapping it 4 times. So it goes a lot of I have to think about what I'm doing beforehand. So that's why I haven't done that yet. I simply have to grab a piece of paper and draw it out again, like I did with this one, but then for the other seasons. And I'm kind of delaying on that, and I shouldn't, but most likely that would be one of the next major steps. But first I want to fix what we have before I add a new big feature. And the sun is working, the sky is working, the ground is working. The only thing that isn't working right now is the moon. And there's a reason for it, and I'll show you why that is happening. And then I'll just figure out what I'm going to use to fix that. Okay. So the sun and the sky gets dictated by the sun cycle. But the sun cycle also dictates what the illumination is of the ground. Which means in the sun cycle, first the sky gets drawn, then the sun gets drawn, and then the ground gets drawn. But only after that do we go to the moon cycle, and then the moon gets drawn. But at that point, the ground is already drawn. And we have to move that around. But I'm thinking, how? There are a few ways I can do this. I can either like combine these two into one function called cycle. That way I can simply do that, I think. Yeah, then I can simply dictate which one gets drawn first, and the dependencies would still be inside the function. The reason I'm drawing the ground in the sun cycle is because the position of the sun dictates what the brightness is of the background. So the color of the ground, the brightness of the ground is dependent upon the sun. That's why I put it in the sun cycle. Makes sense. But the moon cycle isn't. But like I think it was Sretje who said, well, if it's full moon, shouldn't it also be a little bit bluish? And I kind of agree with that. But I went like, yeah, it would be fun, but that would be extra work now. And I don't know if I should. But if the sun cycle and the moon cycle are all in one function, it would be easier to actually do that. And simply say, if there is no light on from the sun and the moon is full, turn up blue like this much. Go away, bug. I don't like you here. And that would be easier. And then we can combine everything before the end of the function and say, okay, draw this one on one on. So maybe I should combine it. But I was kind of against it, because that would mean that all these arguments were going to go into one. We're going to be... There's a lot of arguments to put into one function. Of course it's possible. That's not a big problem, but is it legible, though? Is what I'm struggling with. The other thing is that I was thinking about making a function in front of the cycle that would actually, you know, calculate this. And it could actually give it to the cycle, maybe later on. I don't know. And the other thing I'm noticing now, that it's not cycling through. It's always a full moon. Why is it always a full moon? Did I do something in the code that always makes it a full moon? I don't put phase here to 0. But it shouldn't reset it back to 0 every time. Let's see. Okay, moon phase is more than 6. because I went over to minutes instead of hours. That's why it's not going there. Cool. Is this gonna that should be okay. Maybe this isn't exact because moonfall plus 1, because like I said, this is not correct. And when it actually is going, then it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But right now it is a problem. Because we went to minutes. So it's moonfall plus 1. So that would be moonfall 51. Right? But because of the way that we're doing this, it might skip it every time. But it's only exactly on 501 that it's supposed to add up. But if it skips it, it's not going to add up and it will remain 0. So that's what that's doing. But when it's actually running, it will actually go through all the minutes and then it will hit 501 at some point. And that will work. So I'm not worried about that bit. I think that will work. And eventually this will go away anyway, because we're going to create a function that will actually look at what phase of the moon it is. That function is going to be quite something. But I might have already kind of hinted at that by saying like the moon cycle is 29.5 days. So I'm still not sure as to how I'm going to do this, but that'll be okay. I'll figure it out eventually. I still have time. So combining these two, I think I've already explained it in such a way that I was already going like, yeah, I'm going to combine these two, because it would have benefits also with full moon. And I think it would be nice to have like a bluish tree in here, but it could also be a problem with the background, because at night the background isn't entirely black. It's more of this purplish color. So but at least we can try it, so that I don't mind. How to combine it. First, let's have a look at what each of them does. So then this one is going to go to an end of a function, because this is where the moon gets. And when we were talking about like here the sun cycle, here we do the sun and we draw the ground. And here we do the sky. Okay. Well, it's fine if the sky gets called weirdly, because the sky is the bottommost layer. It's the first thing that needs to be drawn anyway. So then the moon needs to go in between this, and it should be fixed. The other thing is that we use rise, fall, phase. And with this one, we use rise, zenith, fall. Yeah, that's not gonna work anymore. Okay. So let's first fix this and make it ready before we start combining it. And let's use the find function. I really don't like this find and replace function. And we're going to call it sunrise to be obvious. Okay. Find. Yes. Replace and find. Yes. 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 No. Okay. So there we go. From that point on, it should be moonrise. Right? Yes. 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 Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Are we going to get in trouble because we're calling it the same thing here? We are, aren't we? Well, we're going to replace this later on, so I'm going to do it that way for now, just to be sure. Here I'm calling it sunset instead of sunrise. But that was the argument last time, right? Is it sunrise or sun? No, I said moonfall and sunset. Or is it moonset and sunfall? Because I like those kind of conundrums. But other people don't like it when I do it that way. But, They wonder why I make such a big deal about things. It's because what else am I going to do with my time? I had a conundrum with my colleagues about when is it a vase and when is it a pot. All kinds of things came by, and it went like the other one went like, oh, it's easy. If there are flowers in it, it's a vase. If there's plants in it, it's a pot. And then somebody else said, no, that's easy. When it has a hole underneath, it's a pot. If it doesn't, it's a vase. So and somebody else went like, well, if it's made of ceramics, it's a pot. If it's made of glass, it's a vase. And that just goes to show, just because it's easy for you, like you have a clear definition of what something is, doesn't mean somebody else has the same clear definition. I'm going to make it sunset. And I'm going to regret it. But that's fine. And we're going to call it sunset. Bloop. And then we say find a replace for that one. Find a replace. Replace. Yes, 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 Oh, wacht. Wait. That's Moonfall. Next one is also. Yep. Oh. We were going to do it full out, aren't we? Moon. Moon. Oh. This program is so slow. And I don't know if it's this program or is the code too complicated, which I doubt because I can actually manage it. So it can't be that complicated. But why is it so slow? Because everything else, all the other programs that are running right now, yeah. Hi, Kai. This is MicroPython because I'm trying to program a small board, this little small board. So I could either do MicroPython or CircuitPython. And because the example that I was given by Pimoroni was MicroPython, I figured I'll go with that. Let's see. Did I replace everything? No, I haven't. What is the difference between Micro and CircuitPython? To be honest, Kai, it beats me because I don't know. This is also the first time I'm using MicroPython to start with. So I have no idea. Sure, you can see the back. This is if the camera... Wait, let me do this. Come on, camera. You can do it. I believe in you. It's called the Interstate 75, and it's made by Pimoroni. That's located in the UK. They make these kind of boards. And this one is specially made for LED matrices like this one. And it's quite small and little, as you can see. Because I tried to do this project before with a Raspberry Pi. But still, even though a Raspberry Pi is relatively small, this is just, yeah. This is a lot better. Well, no, it's actually just one big board, because this is an out again. So it makes it in such a way that you can actually grab like another panel of this and just thread the out to the in of the second board. So you can expand it to more matrices. But though, if you do that, they do recommend putting a stronger power source on it, because it will draw a lot more power. But because I only have like just one board, just USB-C, it has a USB-C connection, is enough. And this is actually going straight into my computer, so I can import this code immediately. When I say run, it immediately runs on the board, so I can actually see if I screwed up or not, which is nice. I like instant gratification when it comes to code, at least. Let's find a replace. Find a replace. Find a replace. Yes. Yes. Okay. How much do they usually cost? Let me have a look-see on the Pimoroni site. Because they have brilliant things over there. I feel like a kid in a candy store when I go through their store. It usually goes for... No, I can't find it. I only bought like the board and not the LED matrix. I already had that one. And it's the Interstate 75. RGB LED matrix driver. And it's out of stock. Jeez. I bought it for around 15 euros. I don't know where you farm, but... what courses did I take? Well, not this, to be sure. This is really just a pet project of mine. I'm not that... that's why I'm screwing up so much and just trying to figure it out. 15 euros doesn't need to be that expensive, though. For me, it's not that expensive, but if you... Do you live in Europe? Or do you use euros to start with? And the board itself, I can't really remember where I bought it from, because I already have this a while, because I have this project in my head already quite a while. So I just replaced a few variable names, and let's see if it goes. It goes! Yay! Yeah, you could. Raspberry Pis are more expensive these days, though, because of the chip shortage, I think. Which is a bummer, because I also love Raspberry Pis, but... And they're sold out almost everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but in most places it's sold out, which is so... I'm trying to look up how expensive a Raspberry Pi is, but... Raspberry Pi 4. Well, for 1 gig RAM, it's like $40. How much is it in euros? It's like 83 euros? That's at Pimoroni, but yeah. It's more of the software part. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of combining software and hardware and kind of making gadgets. That's why I like doing things like these. But software is a good place to start, though, because you can also do virtual things before you actually step over to hardware. Because my first experience with hardware was wiring a lamp, a small bulb, to a battery without any resistors in between it. So it worked. It only worked once, because then I burned out the bulb because I put too much. The battery was a lot higher than the bulb could handle. But I didn't understand why, because nobody explained it to me. It was only later that I figured out it needed resistors and all that stuff. So software only is a good place to start, but I can imagine it's more fun to actually physically have something that responds to the code that you're writing. So I can understand why you got excited. Machine panels and relays. I haven't worked a lot with relays yet. Relays. Let's just combine these functions. And make it work that way. Go. Take out the moon cycle. Okay. Yeah, I've had courses like those. That's a good thing. You shouldn't regret stuff that you do, even though you weren't intending to go for something specific. There's always something to learn. There's always something to do and figure out. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble with circle center too. And radius. Because I think circle center is something I call here too. Yes, it is. And it's different. Circle center. Circle center. Cool. That'll also be another search and replace. Gonna change radius. I don't know if I use radius on a lot more places. That's why I'm doing this find and replace, because at least the find in this case, just so that I don't skip anything. Moon radius. Find me the next one. Moon radius. Yeah. Math. Oh, math. Do you have to do a lot of math in your course, Kai? I always sucked at math. And now for this project, I have never done so much math in my life. Well, difficult math, like calculating radiuses and stuff. And percentages, which I'm not used to. Yep, okay. Come on, come on, come on. You can do this. God's unread, yes. Fine, fine. Moon radius. I think we got them. Okay. So we need all of this. And I'm going to copy it. Immediately go like, ah! Just put that in here. I also need to copy this for upstairs. Okay. So, technically, this should now run as if I did nothing to the code. And of course it doesn't. Variable references before assignment. Cool. What problem are we having? 454. 454. What? There's something here. Is it angle? Is that what's... It's one of the reasons why I kept them apart. Because I'm also using percentage and total percentage. Aren't I? And that's different for the sun as it is for the moon. But I'm also seeing something else interesting. And that is you are not supposed to be that low. Oh, I was going to do this cycle center too, didn't I? Oopsie daisy. Where do I put in cycle center? Do I even use cycle center? I think I do. Yeah, didn't change anything of this. Okay, so nothing should have changed. So we still have the problem that my moon gets drawn in front of the sun. So that's not good. No Discord. Go away. So I'm thinking, it's working now. But the moment I start placing like the sun and the ground under this, am I going to get in trouble? Well, first I am going to change this to the sun. circle center, because I'm playing a trick with that, and so it needs to work. Twilight angle I don't need to do. And that just in case. Twilight is fine. Is twilight fine? Yes, I use a twilight for the sky. That's fine. Yeah. Sun percentage. And total percentage is something that I also need to change. No. Sun angle, yay. So this is mostly the sky and the ground being calculated. Okay. So this should work. Let's just run it for sure. Because if you change too much and then you run it and you found out you made an error, good luck finding it. In the many lines of code that you changed. I should have just used find a replace for this. Oh wait, total. Percentage. And this is the first time of angle. Mention of angle. Let's try again. Okay. It looks like, oh, I spoke too soon. Angle wasn't defined, so I forgot a sun angle somewhere. In 419. 419. Hello. We're talking about the sun, so you're a sun angle. I was already ready to say, oh, it's working. Boy, was I wrong. Well, it seems to be working now, but just to be sure. Moon angle, moon angle, moon angle. Oh, but this is the old, yeah, no, that's fine. Twilight angle, sun angle, sun angle, sun angle, sun angle, sun angle. Okay. Yep, they all seem to be there. Nice. And they all seem to be working. So I can actually get rid of this. Bye-bye code. Get rid of this. Simply call this draw cycle. And if I then go back up here and call this draw cycle, it should all still be working. Please all be still working. Okay. Yeah. Yay, it's working. Oh, great. Right, the reason, let's get to the reason why we put these two functions together was to have the moon be drawn before the ground. And we can actually do this relatively simple. I hope so. Let's take this out of here. Let's put in comment first. This is to calculate the moon. And then we put in these, but we say ground goes last. Okay. Please don't give me any errors. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's drawing the sun and the moon at the same time. It's most likely because I put the sun as part of an if statement. Or, yeah. Isn't it? Because this calculates if there is a sun. This then calculates where the sun is supposed to be and where what color the sky is. But this should work outside of this. Because I define ground step before the whole if statement. The sun should be back in its spot. It is. Seems to be. Where's my ground going? Okay. Is my ground not get drawn because the moon isn't being drawn? It should still be. Huh. Because that's the only thing I can hold out of it. The moon is now drawn behind the ground, but the moment there is no moon, the ground also doesn't get drawn. Which is peculiar, because it is kind of in the root of the whole thing. That can't be the problem. Yeah. It's not the right indent, blah 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 blah. It needs to be for things, I guess. Okay. Let me zoom out a bit. Here also ground gets called after whole else statement. But this is not in an if else statement. Oh, we also have the X and Y. Oh, bully! That's why I most likely can't combine the two, because... Oh, that's why also they overlapped. But if I put it back, it will most likely work again. Won't it? It will work again. In these statements, I set ground step. As in how broad the ground should be. And I set the season, but that's also going to become something a lot bigger. But it would be nicer to have these things. Same thing with the sky. It gets called on different places now. But it would be handier to have it all consolidate into one thing, like we do with this, with the sun here. Are you still going to work now? Okay, that works. Which also means I can do this. Moon X. Moon Y. Do you still work after I did that? Yes, you did. Cool. Can I also lift these two up? To be with the others. Do you still work? No. Okay. Hmm. I think here I calculate the ground step is 0. Mm. I think here I calculate, this is sky calculation. And in the sky calculation, I do the twilight thing. When the sun is up, when the clock is less than sunrise, or the clock is bigger than sunset, so that's night. Okay, this is the whole night thing. But this is also, this is not the night sky, this is the, yep. When the clock is bigger than sunset. So this is dusk, I think. And this is dawn. I calculate the sky when the sun is present. I also calculate the can I replace this and pull this out? Even if I take this out, the ground will no longer be drawn when there is no sun. Right? No, the ground doesn't get drawn. Okay. Good to know, good to know. And this calculates position of the sun. this is still part of this else statement. If I take it out of that else statement, hey, now that's interesting. I pulled it out of the else statement. And it is working. And it's also cycling with the position of the sun, so cool. Now I just need to get the whole thing down there after the moon. I don't think it's going to work because I think this still thinks itself part of this else statement. Oh, wait. Yeah, there it goes. So it will only come up if the moon's there. Okay. But another thing, if I put that sun down here now. No, it won't work. Okay. Because this sun is part of this else statement. I'm thinking, is this doing the same thing here? Right. I think with this is elf that I have here is actually calculating position of the moon dependent on if it goes over midnight. Ugh. Do I ever say somewhere what happens when there is no moon? Let's return. Maybe it's because I say return. Is it though? Ooh, sorry. Well, of course we get those. Up you go. Okay. I keep saying okay, but I don't actually do anything. My brain is mush right now. Okay. If moonrise is bigger than moonfall, which was my way to figure out if the midnight rolls over, because if that's the case, then the moonrise would be bigger than the moonfall. And then I calculate the percentage dependent on the clock. So that when 0 comes over, then it will still continue in a good, nice trajectory as it is supposed to. But if that's not the case, because in some cases the moon is actually out when the sun is out, so then it doesn't go past midnight, then do this. Cool. So this only gets looked at when the moon is out. So actually, there's technically always a moon then. Uh-oh. Well, we can have a look, see. Moon's out. Okay, yes, moon's out. Okay, the feedback that I'm getting in the shell is that which is weird, because then no, it can't be part of this else statement. Of online. No, okay. The reason I'm getting that was the reason why I put this else in there, because Python is picky about that for some reason, though I can't seem to figure out why that's the thing. It somehow gets confused if you don't have like an else after an if. It needs the else for some reason. But you can't leave them empty, because then it starts complaining about it being empty. But I'm having a feeling that that return is doing something to the code. Basically, return would say, leave this if statement. Right? Let me check my references. Okay. You can have if statement inside if statement. This is called a nested if statement. Well, yes, that's what I'm doing here. If statements cannot be empty, but if you for some reason have an if statement with no content, put the pass statement to avoid getting an error. Okay, that's good to know. So or is that going to only work with an if and not with an else? We shall see. Okay. Four, 5, 2. That's this one again. When I had the return on it, it didn't say that, right? Oh. Did I get that same error? No. But this whole statement, and it goes like, there is always a moon. And it's giving me moon angle is not defined. The moon angle is defined. It's the moon total percentage. That's something that gets done there, there, and there. So it is running one of these and giving me a total moon percentage. So if I say total moon percentage is 0, are you going to give me an error, or are you going to do something funky? What the flip? There are some things in Python that really seriously, so it was the return? Okay, it's working now. I don't know why it's working, but it's working. Because this one I was allowed to delete and it didn't do anything nasty with my code. Just check. Just in case. Are you going to break something? No, you're not breaking anything. Yes. I'm happy. The moon is going behind the hills. The sun is going behind the hills. That's good. I want to put the zenith back to like, high. Yes, there it goes. Oh boy. Let's get the moon another phase. But that means that we go into cycle and I'm trying to do two things at once. I should not. There. Because ground is going to be there the whole time. Take it out here. Because the ground step will always start at 0, which is fine until it gets set. Otherwise, through this. Oh, sorry, bunnies. The bunnies are playing nice together. So I can pull in another if statement stating that if it's a full moon, the ground step gives the illumination. Again, go away. I don't like you. Because the ground needs to get more stuff too. So we have, with the ground, we now have like ground step, which is technically just brightness kind of thing, and we have season. But what I want to do with season eventually is the same thing that we did with the sky, in the sense that we are going to have a gradient going from one season to the next. Just not that when winter comes in, it immediately goes to white snow stuff. So I also want that to happen gradually. Oh, I have so many fades in this project. Damn. So I'm going to change the name ground step to brightness to start with. Let's start with that. Ground step to ground brightness. Find, replace. find, replace, find, replace, find, replace, find, replace, find. There is no more. Okay, he's done. Season. Should I do the same thing as I did with the sky? Like the first bit is which sky it is, and the second bit was the fade to it, so I call it here step. I should also call it sky step, shouldn't I? Oh man. Variables. You gotta love them. If you don't, damn. Replace step. And I'm going to replace it with sky step. Okay, find. Where's the first one? Yeah, replace. Next. Replace, replace, replace. Yes, yes. Ground brightness. Yes, yes, yes. No. Ooh. Okay. Setting the sky. No. Ground. Okay, we made that ground brightness, right? I'm going to keep as much similar possible. Ground. Brightness. And I spelled that wrong. Hello, Yaravana. Yes, I'll bring you onto the stream.
It's fine.
I forgot how to spell brightness. Just a few seconds ago, I did spell it right, but now I'm...
PH.
Yeah. Brightness. Oh, and it took away something else, didn't it?
Oh boy, did we have another spam bot?
Oh, multiple actually.
Ah, great.
It must be popular.
Yeah, but also a lovely chatter by the look of it.
Yes, Kai.
Hello.
It was nice. I got bitten by using variable names wrong.
Oh,
because
what happened?
Of course. Well, I combined two functions. The one with the sun and the moon, combined it, but I used it like fall and rise for both of them, and
Yeah.
the X and Y for both of them. So when I combined them, it no longer knew which was which.
No, you're gonna have to work with like sunrise and moonrise and stuff.
Yeah, but I was wondering, it's sunset, but is it then also moonset, or is it moonfall?
I don't know, actually. I never considered that.
No, I was typing it, and I had put in moonfall, like, precariously, and sunset. But when I went back to change the variables, I went like, huh, I changed that. And now I'm changing a few other things.
I think moonset and moonfall are both allowed. Don't mind me. I'm like I.
But either way, strange is weird. It sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
Moonfall sounds weird, and moonset also sounds weird.
I'm trying to ask Google, but.
But at least my
I think
moon.
Officially, it's moonset, but I don't know. Like, no one barely ever uses that.
Yeah, but when is it a set and when is it a fall?
Yeah, I don't know.
Things to ponder by. But now at least my ground gets drawn after my moon. So now
That's
my
good.
moon disappears after my ground. Behind my ground.
Yes, that's good. I like the dawn stuff. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Is the moon already going through its phases as well? Because I'm just gonna stare at the video feed for a bit.
No, because I implemented time now.
Okay, yeah, you just need to work with the date later on.
Yeah, but it's also like grabbing the actual minutes of right now. It's only the hour that changes, that adds up.
Ah, the rest of it.
And because I told it to change the phase of the moon at a particular time, it skips that time most of the time. So
yeah, well, we could,
doesn't add up.
it all works. You can just connect it to the proper data later.
Yes. So that's why I am not very that scared about that. But I was wondering about something else. With the ground, the function that I have now only has like the arguments for ground brightness, dependent on where the sun is, how bright like the ground is, or if it's in a silhouette or stuff. And the season, though I haven't implemented seasons yet.
And those are gonna have to affect the color, I assume.
Yes. But I also want the seasons to go gradually.
No, you can do that, I guess.
Well, the same thing as I did with the sky. The sky also goes gradually from one sky color to the other. So I could do the same thing with the seasons. So basically I'm already trying to figure out what arguments I need to give the function for ground, so that I can already give them and don't have to come back later and go like, oh, I add this one too.
Yeah, it's like you'd need a color setting along with the brightness setting, I guess. But yeah, you'd have to kind of sort of interpolate between two colors.
Yeah, because right now with the sky function, I give it like two arguments. The first one, which sky it is, like is it dawn, is it noon, is it dusk, or midnight, and then I give it how far along into one of the other skies is supposed to be. So how much percentage of the next sky color is supposed to be in there.
Okay, well, I think that might work for the seasons as well, then.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that might work. I think that would work.
So it would be season, and then would be season fade. Here comes my creative variable naming.
I know the official rules are like, yes, your variable should like instantly tell you exactly what it is, but like it's also like your program, so the most important thing is still that you know what you mean,
and you still want to be able to read it without having to scroll too much.
Yeah, I mean, making incredibly clear variable names is very nice. I've had someone at one point who made like 70 character variable names because he like put an entire explanation in, and that's a bit much.
Yeah, because then if you do calculations like mine, then eventually you can't see it anymore. Because yeah,
No,
you
then it's
need
like
like three
three screens
screens.
wide, at which point it's
Yeah.
not exactly.
No.
Like there is. So yeah, basically you can overdo it.
But I also heard something else intriguing from Schetje that I think I actually want to put in there too.
Which is?
That when it's a full moon, that the ground might actually have like a bluish color.
Oh yeah, yes, yes, that is a nice.
So I was thinking, okay, moon blue then.
Yeah, that's an option.
But we have to be careful though, that if when the sun is out.
You do not get any moon blue.
Yeah. But I could link that to like ground brightness, right? If ground brightness is more than like
Yeah, then
0, then
do not add moon blue to the calculation.
yes.
Yeah. Because then we should just be seeing normal colors.
Mm-hmm. So then I'm thinking, okay. So since it's now one thing, I can actually look at what the moon is doing and immediately say, okay, moon blue needs to be this. Let's first just add it here though. Moon blue. Moon blue is 0 right now. Then moon blue should go from 0 to 1, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the fades. I go from 0 to 1, 1 being like entirely on.
Yeah, but it's nice for generally quite nice for percentage work and stuff.
Yeah, because then you can say times 1 is always the full thing. But where can I? And I still don't fathom the if else thing in Python. It really throws me off sometimes.
Why? Sorry, I'm just like
in this else I had return first.
Oh, there was this weird thing that it didn't quite do things in the order you thought they would.
Yeah, if you don't have like an else after an if, the variable that you change after that doesn't work, gives an error. So you kind of have to put in an else. So I thought that was the problem, so I put in an else and put but you can't have an empty else. So I put in return.
Yeah, that is odd, because you should just be able to have an if.
And that worked until I put ground here. And then the ground would only show when the moon is drawn, but not when the sun was out.
Looks like maybe just a syntax thing where it's just automatically assuming that it's still part of the else instead of something completely different. Yeah. Oh, you should be able to close. You should be able to close that somehow.
Yeah, then I found like on the Python library that you have pass that you can put in there instead of return. So I put in pass and it gave me such an error that I went like,
I know just like I can read most of Python just because it reads like most code does, but I do not know enough of its like specific demands it has, so I'm not a terribly big amount of help on that front.
No, but it's just I'm trying to figure out why it does what it does, so I don't make the same error again. But then I put in the pass, and then it went like, but I don't know what moon total percentage is anymore.
But
then I went like, okay, then I'll just put in an else moon total percentage is 0. Okay, then we'll just do it.
Do you call moon total percentage, like, do you define that outside of the else and if? Or...
I think so.
Because otherwise it could just be because you're closing off that section of code that it's like, okay, well...
Actually using, yeah.
Yeah, so then, then it assumes that you only use it inside of the if-else instead of within an entire method.
Mm.
I don't know how, because, like, if you go through the if and, and it's like, oh, well, no words today, sorry. But yeah, you can go through an if without entering it, so then moon total percentage would never be defined.
Yeah, so now I'm defining it as 0. If it's like a catch-all kind of thing.
Yeah, but I would kind of expect for you to go and define moon percentage above the if as just like a more global variable. And then it might always recognize it, and you could just start it out at 0, and then if it doesn't enter the if anywhere, it's still 0 because you already defined it.
Oh, yeah, wait. I'm gonna try that.
Like, I don't know if that's the problem, because I don't know Python syntax all that.
Well, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
But
I don't know it either, so we can learn together.
I tried a little bit of Python, and I was like, why do I not have to do the things that I have to do in other coding languages? Now I am confused. It allows me to talk to the computer like a normal person, and this scares me.
And it goes like, you haven't defined this yet. Okay. That's fine. It's okay. Just... I know I haven't defined it anywhere because I don't need it anywhere. Okay. Function takes 2 positional arguments, but 4 were given. I know. Wait, let's just...
Shush phone, sorry.
Okay. Are you going to stop arguing with me and actually giving me stuff? And there it is. Okay, it works. That was it. That was just the problem.
Oh, you were only defining the... Oh, you weren't defining the things it needed.
Apparently. But okay. So... that works. I still need to figure out how to do the moon blue thing, though, in this one.
Yes.
I can take the moon angle for it, right?
Yeah, if you're like, it should be at its bluest when it's at the top.
Wait, yeah, no, then I can just take the moon... oh boy.
I am sorry, I don't know what you mean.
No, instead of going like, oh, what's the angle? I could just go like, what's its, like, vertical position.
Yeah, but or horizontal position as well is also an option because it's making a circle. But yes, one of the two.
Yeah, but if you grab the vertical one, you know when the highest is.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that would be faster. But that's also one of the problems that I have. In the start, I thought, I'm going to clearly define what is X, what is Y.
And then you had to start moving things in circles.
No, and then I started to make arrays, and it went like, oh, do you mean X? No, I mean Y. No, but we only know X. And go like, no, I defined Y. What the hell?
That is not what I wanted.
Sure, then I'll just change them. And now I have no idea anymore.
Oh.
But, we'll just go with X.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Indeed. So, moon blue is... the highest it's going to go is 8. I think. Now I'm making assumptions. I shouldn't make assumptions. That's not good.
I don't know enough about the code to know.
Because the thing is 32 pixels high, the whole board. I set the moon radius to 22. Right, so this should give me a 10. Hmm. Mm. It's 26 minus C. Okay, apparently 10. 10 is the highest that my moon goes. And its lowest would be 32. But I don't think it ever gets to 32 though. I despawn it before it gets there.
Oh, right, yeah.
So then, 10 would be 100%. Am I saying that right? Yeah, 10 would be 100%. And let's go for 30.
That is 0. Then
30 would be 0. Percentage calculation.
Yay.
No, it wouldn't be 100, it would be 1. Sorry. Because we work from 1 to 0. We're going to work with the assumption that moon X is like the the vertical line. So first we have to calculate what 1% is, right?
Oh, sorry. Hello, little dog. How are you doing? Yes, you're a good boy. You are a good boy.
So that first one would give us like the 1%.
That's like 0.2?
I think so. Calculations. 20. Yeah, it gives us 1.2. And then my brain goes to mush.
Come on, Gizmo, come here.
And then we have to do something with like the moon with the X thing, right?
Good boy, Gizmo. Yes, you are. Good boy.
I'm stuck. This percentage was never my... Though we have done it enough in this thing.
Yeah,
Why can't I just...
and it's been like 3 weeks since I've had to do it, so my brain's also like, I know how to do this.
Hmm.
I'm sure I do.
What does that give me? If I do it like that. Let's say if Moon X is at... No. 15 divided by... It should work.
I'm not sure.
Okay, first we have to
Yeah, you have to. That's
subtract the top one.
yeah, the top 10 pixels because you doesn't enter those.
Mm-hmm.
So then. Then if the reminder would be something like, then you would expect the answer to be like about a half.
Yeah, so that's correct, but then we need to also multiply it again to make it damn afloat.
Yay!
So then it needs to be for that one too. And then we need to divide. Subtract it from 1 because we're doing the opposite one.
Okay. Yeah. I am sorry, I have a bit of a headache and my brain's just like, yes, that is math.
Sure,
Wow.
that will work. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I am no help.
It's okay. I don't mind. At least it's more help than nothing. So it's always welcome. That should work. Let's do print. It's one of my
So you can at least see what
favorite
the answer
things. Yeah. Moonblue. But I need to take this out because it's not there yet. So it's going to give me blah 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 errors. Okay. Syntax errors. Of course.
Yeah, you forgot a little
Did I forget? What did I forget?
Yeah, parentheses at the, behind Moonblue on the print.
Gotcha.
Or is that a parentheses?
Parentheses are like the .com, right?
No,
Or those top
the wiggly hooks.
things. Yeah. I think it's going. Looks like it.
Oh, it does get over 1, so that's probably not good. It shouldn't get above 1, right?
No, it shouldn't.
Like, that's not quite what we need.
Damn it.
I know how to do this. I'm just failing on right now.
Let me find all the other things that are printing Because... Oh, you're printing. I know. And you're doing great. But right now, I don't need you. $1.5!
No, we're not quite getting this right.
And it's getting higher the lower it gets. It wasn't going to be -1? I'm doing it wrong. Okay. But that's interesting. It goes into minus.
Yeah. Why am I failing on this today? Sorry.
And the highest is half. Now it doesn't need to be squeaky blue, but...
No, let me have a look for a second.
And it already goes into negative before it actually goes down. Could it be that it's Y and not X?
That could be.
No, I don't think that's it. Because it's minus now. And it gets positive as it goes over the... So I don't think... It's that. I'm just playing with some values until I...
Give me a second.
This looks better. Yeah, this might actually work.
Isn't it just like, let me, oh, wait, let me. Why are we doing the whole times? Yeah, and now I've opened the wrong screen. Oh, I'm doing very well today, but aren't we supposed to just divide, like, the moon X through, like the whatever 100% is to get, like, and do that times as in moon X minus whatever you need to get it to the starting position, and that's divided by 20. Because if I assume that like the moon starts at 10 and its top position is 30, then that gives me like, 20 pixels. So then then if I wanted to be a halfway point, that would be like 10, because we like adjust for that. So 10 divided by 20 is just 0.5, which I think is what you need.
How would that look like?
So moon X with like whatever you need to adjust it to put the 0 in the correct position. So that would be -10 then, or at least it was, I think.
Yeah.
Because you want it -10 and then divided by 20, because I think it was like a 20 pixel range, right? So divided by 20, and I think that's just it.
And then the times.
The times should, I think, go. I swear I'm capable of doing this. I'm just I'm just having an evening. But I think the times 0.01 can just go. I don't think that needs to be there.
Yeah, but why does it get to -0 before it actually goes down?
Where's the negative coming from? Are we miscalculating?
Maybe because the board is bigger.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the if we're using, or is it indeed Y then? Because isn't Y the height? Because X is usually horizontal. And then we'd probably be miscorrecting.
Look, see.
It's a +10. You could like print moon X and see what that is actually.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
That would probably help.
Oh, moon X also goes into the negative.
Does. But yeah, that's maybe when it's out of sight.
Yeah. But let's see.
Yeah, it goes from like about 0 or 3 to about 17 or so.
It goes to negative when it hits 13 or below.
Well, there's 13 and then there's 8. Also, when you're printing, can you not put a string in front of it just so you can indicate which number is which?
You mean physically?
Yeah, as in like that it prints like moon blue and then like what the actual value is. Just to make things more readable for you.
Yeah, I do have in my view variables, but it only gives me like these variables.
Oh, more like in the print command. Can you just not add in the print command that you would like to see the word moon blue? And
yeah,
then...
but then you have to convert things to a string, and
does it not? Can it not just add a number to it? So usually that conversion happens pretty automatically.
No, you need to convert it.
Oh,
convert the variable into string. That's why I don't use it that much.
Yeah, a lot of the programs, the languages that I've worked with will, like, if it's just a number, they'll be like, yeah, we know how to make a string out of this, and they'll just do it for you.
So you don't get invalid syntax. So,
string. Can you not just... I'm like, can you not just add a plus? That usually works.
Yeah, I do have to add a plus, though. And now it should work. There we
It's a
go.
little easier to keep things apart.
Then give me another cycle, and then I'll stop it.
Yeah, you can have a look. Because yeah, if you don't know the start and the end point of X, then you can keep on making guesses, but...
Okay, let's go. Here's when it comes up again.
I guess, give or take 4.
Wait, I print the thing first, don't I? This. So when it's at 21 at its highest, it's only half.
Yeah, because you're doing the -10, but it starts at like 4. So maybe you don't need to make that that -10 correction because that's not the value you're getting. So
yeah, that's what I did before, and I actually turned this value into like the value of the board.
Yeah, but I think the -10 is not necessary. Because
no, but with the idea that if the moon is at its highest, for me, blue doesn't need to be that strong.
Yeah, I guess.
So I don't mind if it's not like actually 1 at that point.
No, but you can also just, divide the entire thing by half or by 1.8 or whatever.
Let's see. At its highest point now, we get 6. That's still quite low, though. But...
well, yeah, you're dividing by 32. You're still assuming the highest point is 32 and not 22.
Yeah.
So... But if that works, if that like gives you a nicer value than the full 1, that might work.
Yeah, but the thing is, we go in a different direction, right? With this. As in 32 is the lowest point, but it's the highest value in number.
Oh.
I think maybe that's where
then
it goes wrong.
1 minus the result then? That should turn it around. Not 1 minus what you already have, because then you just reverse it.
No, because that doesn't work.
Okay.
Because right now, when it's at like 4...
that would be 9, so that's not good. Because 4 is the highest point? I'm a little confused at which direction your x-axis is.
Yeah, so am I. I'm going like, oh, my x needs to be the highest point. Saying 21, but is it pixel 21? Oops.
No, it's just, is it going horizontally? Is it going vertically? And where's the 0?
It is going vertically. It's going up and then it's going down.
But like, is 0 like at the top or is 0 at the bottom?
Let's just stop it when my moon is at its highest.
Good point. That will work.
Which should be right when I start it.
I don't know how the axes on this thing are.
No, it is the higher the number, the higher it is in the sky.
Okay, well then this value should work relatively well if you don't want it to be like completely blue, because at the highest point now it's around 0.7.
Yeah, let me...
And if you make that 22, it should... Yeah, it should be round and about 1.
Yes, it is when we go to 22.
Yeah, give or take. Well, yeah, you can make it 32 if you want it to be a little
less obvious.
Yeah.
I am going for 30. Then the highest it will go is 70%. Which is fine. For me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want everything to be like bright light blue, I assume.
Yeah. But at least we have the blue in there. Or at least we don't have the blue in there yet. But we have the makings of blue.
We have the value that it's going to be the blue at some
blue.
point in
Yes.
the future.
Dotted ground after the moon. We done that. So we can take that out. But we are going to... add Moonblow. Yeah, but I think we're going to keep that for next time because it's already been 2 hours.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does. But how we did this, then I went like, aren't there other stuff that I can use that for as well? Because here I'm also doing a double. Did I just over...
You may have over-engineered it. But also, I cannot instantly say what exactly you were trying to do, so I just do not take me at face value right now.
I know.
Because you were also, you know, putting the angle and things in there, so, like...
Yeah, these are with the angle. The night sky didn't have anything to do with the angle. That's the twilight. So that might also be interesting to look at that again. And see if I over... math.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm supposed to be good at math, and I still have to go like...
I have no idea why it's working, but it's working. Yeah, then we're going to keep it at that. So, at least I hope I'm done with the sky now, because that's the... That was quite a thing.
Yeah, but it looks very nice, though.
Yeah, it does. I'm really happy with it. And I can also, like, change the sky blue dependent on the phase of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
As if when it's full moon, the sky blue is in full effect. But if it's, like, a quarter moon, that it's, like, halved or only barely visible. Because less moon, less light.
Yeah, that is true.
Cool. Then we're keeping it at that. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching and for helping me out, especially you, Yaravana.
No problem.
I always like it when you stop by and help me. And for the rest of you, if you have any tips, tricks, suggestions, or ideas, please let me know so I can get some more help, because I can use every little bit of help I can get. And I'll see you next time. Bye.